The train moves quietly, not fast, not slow, just steady, like breath, like time uncoiling across the land. You are leaving Darwin, but it doesn't feel like leaving. It feels like melting, like slipping gently into something larger. The city gives way to bushland with barely a whisper. One moment, there are rooftops and road signs. The next, eucalyptus trees stretch toward the sky, and red earth rolls out in every direction. It's golden hour now, that sacred time between day and night, when the sun lies low and the shadows grow long. The world is honey-colored. Every leaf burns with light. Every ridge glows at the edges. You glide past paperbark swamps, still shining with heat. Their roots are thick and tangled, half submerged in brackish pools that mirror the sky in perfect copper stillness. Dragonflies hover low, and tall grasses wave in slow rhythm as the breeze moves through them like a sigh. The train hums, a deep, calming sound, like a voice you knew in childhood, but forgot you remembered. Let that sound hold you. Let it soothe the corners of your mind. Let it soften whatever still clings to the day. To your right, you glimpse a low escarpment, its surface cracked and ochre red, its ledges scattered with dry scrub and tiny twisted trees that seem to grow out of stone itself. A wedge-tailed eagle rises into the air above it, wings wide, shadows stretched long across the rock. You follow its flight until it disappears into gold. The earth here is ancient. You can feel it beneath the train, not in motion, but in stillness. It doesn't hurry. It doesn't ask. It simply is. You pass a dry riverbed, its path marked by white sand, driftwood, and scattered rocks. Once it carried water. Now it carries silence. Let that silence run through you, like a cool wind behind the ribs. Let it clear space. Let it bring ease. The trees thin for a moment, and you roll through open country. A wide plain, painted in every shade of yellow and rust and bone. Low hills rise in the distance, soft as sleeping giants beneath the haze. The light lies low on the grass, each blade casting its own long shadow. Even the air seems to shimmer, and in that shimmer you see movement, not fast, not loud, just the quiet pulse of the land itself. A wallaby watching from the shade, a hawk circling overhead, a tree trunk split by time, leaning slightly in the heat. Everything moves, even when it's still. You pass a stand of ghost gums, their white bark glowing as if lit from within. They twist toward the sky, arms outstretched, reaching for something that isn't there and never needed to be. Their leaves rustle like whispers you can almost understand. Let them speak. Let them fall into the soft space behind your eyes. No need to follow them. Just listen. The train curves gently now, the rails laid long and true through scrub and open sky. There are no fences, no gates, just the endless land and the endless light folding over it. And now you glimpse a water hole, small, shallow, rimmed with reeds. Its surface reflects the sky in pink and bronze, A single egret stands at its edge, still as a thought. The train does not stop. It never stops, but it sees, and so do you. You lean into the rhythm now, the lull of motion, the warmth of dusk, the gentle slide of thought into dream. Let your breath move with the rails. Let it rock you. Let it ground you. The land is more open now. Big sky, big space, big peace. And then a moment of surprise. A grove of trees, sudden and green, tucked into a fold of land where groundwater still lingers. The air here is cooler, the light tinged with olive and jade. You pass through it like a memory, familiar, fleeting, and then it's gone. The sun is lower now, barely above the horizon. Its light cuts sideways across the bush, painting trunks and termite mounds in fire and shadow. Everything stretches long and golden. Even the train itself throws a ribbon of light along the red soil beside it. You are entering the top end's southern skirts, where wetlands yield to open scrub, and silence becomes more than a pause. It becomes a presence. Let that presence hold you. Not tightly, just enough. You pass a group of kangaroos, shapes in the distance, barely moving, just watching. You wonder what they see, but then you remember you are not here to ask, only to see, only to be. The train begins to rise just slightly, crossing a low ridge, giving you a view that spills open like a secret. Golden plains stretch to the horizon. Distant ridgelines cut the sky, and above it all, the clouds burn in soft flame, rose and peach and ash. The day is ending, but it ends slowly, lovingly, and you are ready to follow it into stillness. The shadows deepen. The first stars begin to blink into being, and still the train moves on, like a lullaby whispered across a sleeping world. You rest, you breathe, and the land breathes with you. The land has opened, the trees have thinned, and the sky has grown even larger. You are deeper into the northern territory now, leaving the humid breath of the top end behind. The bush is drier here, the colors warmer, the silence thicker. The sun still hangs low, its golden light slanting sideways through the window, painting your hands, the seat, the floor in soft fire. The train hums on, slicing a quiet thread through the wide plain. It does not rush. It does not hesitate. It knows this rhythm. And now, so do you. To the left, the land rolls gently, rippled with scrub and sand, dotted with small acacia trees that twist their way toward the sun with slow determination. Their bark is ash gray. Their leaves shimmer like silver dust when the warm wind moves through. You pass a scattering of termite mounds, some as low as a knee, others taller than a man. They stand like sentinels in the red soil, silent, patient, sculpted by heat and instinct and time. They catch the golden light and glow like clay statues left behind by forgotten gods. Let yourself stand with them, still, anchored, unbothered by the passing world. The track shifts slightly. You curve through a dry gully, its edges lined with eroded stone and pale grasses that rattle in the wind. A flock of corellas bursts into the sky, white wings flashing against the burnished clouds. They cry out once, twice, then vanish into the trees behind you. Everything here seems both timeless and just about to disappear. You pass a ridge of sandstone, low, layered, like pages in a storybook written in ochre and smoke. Tiny caves pepper its side, shadows within shadows, where the cool breath of the earth lingers even under the summer sun. A single tree grows from its top, small, bent, alive. You watch it until it's gone, then let your thoughts drift like wind over stone. The sky is beginning to change, not darker, just deeper. The golds have thickened, the blues cooled. Clouds drift low and slow across the horizon, brushed with pink at the edges, like embers refusing to die. To your right, the scrub thickens. You pass through a corridor of mulga and gum, their trunks pale and peeling, their leaves fine as thread. Somewhere inside, a dingo moves. You don't see it, but you feel its presence, a ripple in the stillness, a hush within the hush. Let it be, let it pass, let it go. The train crests a small rise. Below you, the land stretches flat and wide. Dust devils dance in the distance, spinning their soft columns through the light. A dry riverbed curves like a scar across the plain, its bed of sand dotted with ghostly trees and fallen limbs. You imagine what it might sound like when the rains come, what it would be like to see water move there again. But for now, there is only silence, only sun and space and stillness. Let that be enough. The wind begins to shift, a warm breeze, scented with eucalyptus and dust, moving across the land like a soft hand. Brushing your thoughts clear, you breathe it in. And as you do, you notice the change. The train has slowed, not by much, just enough. Enough for you to notice the way light moves over spinifex. Enough to see the veins in a fallen leaf pressed against the window glass. You're not in a hurry. Neither is the land, neither is the sky. The golden light has deepened now. It glows at the edges of the world, softening every line, blurring every edge. The bush becomes silhouette. The trees become charcoal sketches against firelight. And then, a moment of quiet brilliance. A lone windmill, rusted and still, stands in the middle of a vast clearing. Its frame catches the last rays of sunlight, and for a moment it glows like something holy. It does not turn. It does not need to. It simply remains. And that is enough. You pass it slowly, its shadow stretched long behind it, and then it, too, is gone. The train enters another gentle curve. The light outside flickers as if passing through memory, and suddenly the world feels different, not changed, just more itself, as if everything unnecessary has quietly fallen away. You pass a stretch of desert oak, tall, feathery trees that hum faintly in the wind, Their branches move like music. Their trunks wear rings of red dust like old jewelry. Let their rhythm settle into your chest. Let it lull you. Let it hold you. The sun has nearly set. Just a sliver remains at the far edge of the earth. The sky behind it a molten haze of amber and blush and ash. You follow it with your eyes until it disappears, and then you sit in the afterglow, wrapped in shadow, wrapped in warmth. The train does not stop, but neither do you. You are carried gently, softly, through the cooling heart of a country that speaks in silence. And you are listening. The sun is gone now, not vanished, just resting, just folded behind the curve of the world. And still the land glows. The train moves into the deep belly of the desert, the Tanami, wide, endless, silent in the way old places are silent. You feel it immediately, a change in the breath of the world. No more scattered trees, no more flickering grass, just red earth stretching in all directions, soft as velvet, dusted with the last warmth of day. The sky has not darkened yet, not fully. It holds the memory of sunlight, a gentle blush fading into indigo at the edges. You pass a scatter of spinifex, low and round, their needle leaves catching the dusk light. They dot the plain like echoes, each one casting a shadow longer than its height, reaching toward the horizon as if longing to touch the stars. The desert smells different, less green, more honest, dust and heat and stone. You breathe it in and feel yourself soften. To your left, the land swells into low rises, ancient rock folded by time, their sides glowing with the last of the day's fire. No paths, no signs, just shapes etched against the blue-gold sky. A single crow lifts from a ridge, its wings wide, its cry low and coarse as it slides across the wind, then silence again, so complete you forget it ever broke. The train curves gently, a long, slow arc through the empty quiet. You can't see where the tracks go. You don't need to. Let go of destination. Let go of direction. Just follow the hush. Now and then, a flash of red blinks past the window. A dingo maybe, or a kangaroo paused in shadow, its shape gone before your mind catches it. The desert plays like that, half seen, half imagined, all felt. The train hums low, and the motion becomes your breath, a rhythm without effort, a lullaby in metal and air. You pass a dry clay pan, a flat, pale mirror of earth, cracked in a web of delicate lines. The kind of place where water once was, and might be again someday. But not now. Now, it belongs to moonlight. And yes, the moon is rising, slowly, boldly. A perfect silver curve sliding above the horizon, throwing long shadows across the sand. Its light is different than the sun's, cooler, gentler, like touch without pressure. You watch it climb, you feel it arrive, and the desert changes again. It becomes silver and blue and black at the edges. You see distant ranges now, barely their silhouettes pressed against the outer rim of vision. They do not announce themselves. They simply wait, as they always have. Let yourself wait too. Let yourself stretch into the silence. A breeze stirs across the plain. You can't hear it, but you see its work. A ripple in the dust, a shifting of shadow, a flicker in the distance that wasn't there a moment ago. Even stillness is never truly still. The train moves gently now, not because it must, but because the land requires it. There's no rush here, there's only respect. The desert asks nothing, and that somehow is the greatest invitation of all. You pass a lone bob tree, thick trunk, bare branches, silhouetted perfectly against the rising moon. It looks like a memory. It looks like a guardian. It looks like something you might have dreamed as a child but forgot until now. Let it stand with you. Let it hold the space. Further on, a small outcrop of rock breaks the plain, its surface cracked and red, its face lined with desert varnish that gleams darkly in the moonlight. You imagine the heat still clinging to it. You imagine lizards resting in its shade. You imagine the way it feels to press your palm to stone that has waited centuries for nothing. And then you return to the train, to the quiet car, to your slow breath, to the silver threads of track unspooling beneath you. Stars begin to appear. First one, then two, then dozens, then too many to count. The Milky Way spills across the sky like smoke and light. You could get lost in it, and maybe you should. Let it pull your thoughts apart. Let it remind you how small and how vast you are all at once. No towns out here, no lights, just stars and dust and the soft motion of your journey south. You close your eyes and see red earth beneath your lids. You breathe in and taste sunlight, though it's long gone now. But the warmth remains in your chest, in your limbs, in the gentle hush of everything. The desert does not need to speak to be known, and neither do you. The stars are louder now. They stretch across the sky in waves, not scattered, but arranged, as if someone long ago spilled light from a bowl and left it here, over the desert. You are entering the red center, the heart, the quiet middle of a wild continent, and nothing moves quickly here. The train hums low, gliding along steel that gleams silver in the dark. To either side, the land lies vast and reverent, soft dunes, scarred stone, and deep folds of ancient time. There is no rush, only rhythm. You pass a long ridge of rock, its surface glowing faintly, not from the moon, but from memory. The heat of day still lingers in its bones. You can feel it through the glass. This is the MacDonnell Range, a spine of the earth raised and broken, older than language. The cliffs rise up, sharp in silhouette, then fall away again. Jagged, beautiful, patient. Let yourself rise and fall with them. No urgency, just presence. The ridges roll by, rust-colored and silent, studded with ghost gums. whose pale bark glows like frost beneath the stars. You can almost imagine them whispering, slow, dry voices carried on air that barely moves. To your right, a dry creek bed cuts through the landscape, a ribbon of white sand lined with river-red gums. Even in this stillness, they lean slightly, as if listening. A small animal darts between their roots, too fast to see, too soft to hear. But it's there, and then it's gone. You are alone again, but not lonely. This place holds you like a lullaby, like the last exhale before sleep. Let your shoulders drop. Let your thoughts thin like mist. Let the rock and silence carry you deeper. You pass through a shallow pass now, a gap in the range, worn through by time and water no longer here. The stone walls rise close on either side, etched with patterns left by wind and heat, and stories told long before names. For a moment you feel small, and for once, that feels right. The train doesn't slow. It doesn't need to. You see a small pool of water, moonlit and still, tucked into the curve of the rocks. A mirror held to the sky, a quiet promise that even in the driest place, life waits. You glide past it, carried gently through the pass and out again into open land. The range now sits behind you, a shadow against the stars, a memory of stone. Ahead, the country flattens once more. Low scrub, salt bush, stunted trees that claw the air like questions without words. A warm wind moves across the plain, lifting small ghosts of dust into soft spirals. They drift, then fall, then vanish. Let your thoughts do the same. No effort, no holding, just movement, and then stillness. You see a small rise ahead, a gentle hill, its crest brushed with soft spinifex, and one lone tree leaning slightly into the wind. It passes by in silence, like a thought half-formed, like something you once dreamed. The sky deepens, the blue becomes black, the stars become endless, and just above the horizon, a band of faint orange lingers, the memory of the sun refusing to let go. You pass a cluster of rocks, round and red, strewn like bones at the foot of a dry bluff. They shine like copper in the moonlight, and beyond them, nothing, just space, just hush, just this moment. You are further from towns now, further from roads, from maps, from noise. Even the train feels lighter, as if floating across the dark rather than moving through it. You feel it too, the letting go, the drift, the ease. Close your eyes for a moment. Listen to the hum beneath you. Feel the slight sway as metal meets earth. Let yourself become part of it. Let yourself be carried. Outside, the desert breathes, not quickly, not loudly, just enough. The bushes bend in the breeze, the sky pulses with light, the land keeps its secrets, and still you move, one shape, one rhythm, one long exhale across a sleeping world. The land is pale now, bleached by time, bathed in moonlight, emptied of all that is not stillness. You've crossed into South Australia. There is no sign to mark it, no sound to announce it, Just a feeling, like stepping quietly into a dream you've already half forgotten. Outside the window, the desert stretches wide and white. The color has drained from the earth, leaving behind soft pinks, muted grays, and endless dusted silver. This is the salt country. This is where lakes once lived, now dried, cracked, their beds stretched bare beneath the sky. But tonight they shine. The moon lays a mirrored path across the flats, a glimmer that pulses gently as if the land itself is breathing. The train moves slowly. It glides like a thought forming in silence, like something that doesn't need to be seen to be real. There are no trees here, no rocks, just the faint suggestion of ridges in the distance, blue outlines pressed against the dark. You pass a wide open basin. Its floor is covered in crystal crust, not ice but salt, gleaming like snow under the moon. It reflects everything: the sky, the stars, even the soft lights of the train. You are floating now. There is no sound but the hum beneath your seat. There is no movement but the slow rhythm of night carrying you forward. Let go. Let the salt air fill your chest with quiet. Let the moonlight smooth every wrinkle in your thoughts. You see a lone shadow moving across the lake bed, too slow for wind, too graceful for dust. A bird, perhaps, a night heron, or a silent hawk. It drifts without flapping, cutting a single soft line across the silver plain. Then it disappears, and the land goes on. To your left, the edge of a low plateau rises, not high, but ancient. Its sides are streaked with mineral reds and ghostly purples, layered like the pages of a forgotten story. This is the start of the painted desert, but tonight it holds no color, only shadow, only outline, only presence. You glide past a ridge where the rock breaks into strange shapes, cones, columns, spires that look almost like teeth biting softly into the sky. They don't move. They've never moved, but they feel alive. They feel like they know. Let them watch you pass. Let them mark your quiet presence. You are part of the desert now, not a visitor, not a stranger, just another shape in the silence. The ground is flat again, salt bright, empty, but not hollow. It holds weight. It holds history. It holds a kind of peace that only comes from knowing it doesn't need to change. The stars are thicker now, bright and steady like eyes that never blink. The Southern Cross hangs above you, tilted slightly, glowing like a quiet symbol of something bigger than understanding. Let it anchor you. Let it remind you that you are here, and that is enough. The wind brushes against the side of the train, soft as silk, just enough to remind you that even stillness moves. You pass a faint path of sand, cutting across the salt flat like a trail left by something long gone. It leads nowhere. It ends nowhere. But it exists, and that's all it needs to do. You close your eyes, not to sleep, just to rest, to feel the hum of the train in your bones, to hear the silence that holds it all. No voices, no names, just space and rhythm and peace. When you open them again, the color has changed. The moon is higher now, its light colder, cleaner. The salt reflects it like glass. You see the faintest shimmer on the horizon, a suggestion of heat, though the air is cool. It's not real, or maybe it is. This is a place where illusions are welcome, where nothing pretends to explain itself. The train passes through a shallow dip where water once gathered centuries ago, a hollow of time. You feel it in your chest, a soft pull inward, a quiet curve inside you that matches the shape of the land. The wind shifts again, and with it comes the faint scent of dust and old stone. It smells like sleep. It smells like rest. You let your breath slow, matching the rhythm of the rails. You let your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, your thoughts loosen. There is nothing to solve here, nothing to name, just space, just light, just the sound of stillness. And that train moves on, always forward, always gently, carving a path through silver plains and dreams without borders. The moon still holds the sky, but the stars are softening, their light no longer quite as sharp. The dark has thinned, not gone, just waiting to become morning. You are somewhere between nowhere and the next miracle. The salt flats behind you, the ancient ranges ahead. The train glides forward as if drawn by breath itself. Everything is quieter now, even the wheels against the rail, even the wind. Outside, the land has changed again. No longer the bleached basin of the salt country, but not yet the jagged drama of the ranges. This is the in-between, the Outback interior, flat, wide, endless, and covered in soft salt bush that rises like smoke from the red soil, silvery in the moonlight, motionless beneath the fading stars. The plants are low, stubby, still, but they cover the earth like a whisper, like a soft quilt tucked gently across the skin of the land. A few taller shrubs appear here and there, gnarled, twisted by sun and time, but somehow gentle in their defiance. They've waited through hundreds of summers. They'll wait through hundreds more. You pass a broken fence line, wooden posts leaning at odd angles, some fallen, some only pretending to stand. They mark nothing now. They hold back no one. They're just ghosts of effort left behind by someone you'll never know. But they remain, like memory, like music with no name. Let them lean. Let them keep watch. You breathe in the air. It's cooler now, carrying the scent of stone and ash and the first trace of moisture from the south. You pass through a long stretch of low hills, rolling softly, their edges blurred by shadow. They don't rise. They don't announce. They just hold their shape like the edge of a thought, and above them, a change, not light, not yet, but the suggestion of it. The black of the sky has begun to blush at the edges, a soft, silver blue line barely visible where earth meets heaven. Dawn is waiting. and so are you. The train hums on, not louder, just more present, like a heart, like a lullaby that knows the words you forgot. You see a dry creek cut through the plain. Its bed is wide, rimmed with fine dust and bleached stone. River gums grow along its edge, thin and pale, their roots sunk deep into nothing. One leans across the bed, half fallen, but still holding on. Its shape perfect in the moonlight, a sculpture made by accident and time. Let it lean. Let it become part of your breath. The ground begins to shift again, not just in shape, but in feeling. It grows firmer, redder, more certain. And then, on the far edge of your view, a rise, a silhouette, a ripple against the soft blue edge of the sky. The Flinders Ranges, still distant, still sleeping, but waiting. Their slopes begin as shadows, their crests only faint suggestions, but they are there, and they are ancient. You pass a small clearing where the salt bush thins and the land reveals itself, bare red earth, cracked and glowing faintly with the memory of sunlight. There's a single tree in the middle, wide, knotted, its trunk split open like a smile. Its branches reach out sideways as if cradling the sky. You watch it pass. It doesn't move. But it doesn't need to. It knows its place. And so do you. The wind has shifted again. It carries a chill now. Not cold, just expectant. You feel it on your skin and know that day is almost here. The stars near the horizon have gone completely, and above them the colors begin to return. Pale violet, faint rose, and a hint of gold so light you're not sure it's real. But it is, and it's growing. The train climbs slightly, just enough to feel, just enough to see further. And now the Flinders stretch out before you, not close, but clear. Ridges and peaks and folded stone painted with moonlight and waiting for fire. They seem to breathe. You pass a cut in the land, a dry gorge carved by water long gone, its sides steep and layered with sandstone the color of rust. The moon casts it in soft contrast. Sharp shadows and soft glow. It feels like a mouth opening slowly. But it says nothing, only listens. You do the same. The train eases forward, threading its way toward the hills, and behind you, the sky begins to burn. Not yet bright, not yet sharp, but the colors are there now, low and wide and rising. The desert prepares itself for day. And so do you, but you are not there yet. You are still in the quiet, still wrapped in the hush between darkness and morning, and it holds you like breath, like promise, like peace. The sun has risen. Not fully, not fiercely, but slowly, softly, like golden silk unfurling across the sky. The moon still lingers, a pale ghost sinking westward, but its power has passed. Now the land belongs to light. The train glides into the Flinders Ranges, and the world changes again. The red stone cliffs glow, not from within, but from the way they hold the sun, like warmth remembered, like fire caught in stone. The ranges are old, so old they don't boast anymore. They just are. Folded hills, layered with time, softened by distance, touched now by the gentlest gold. You pass a wall of rock, high, cracked, its face streaked with iron and ash. Sunlight slides across it, painting it with moving fire. At its base, ghost gums rise, tall, pale, their white bark glowing like candle wax against the red. Their leaves flicker in the new light. Their trunks wear rings of dust. They seem to sigh, and in that sigh, you find yourself again. The train moves slowly now, not because it must, but because it should. This place deserves slowness, deserves attention. You round a wide bend, and suddenly the land opens, a wide valley, bathed in honey gold light, dotted with scrub and small pools of shadow. Kangaroos move in the distance. You don't need to see them clearly. You feel them, their presence, their rhythm. The air is warmer now, not with heat, but with light, with promise. You breathe in. It smells like stone and sap and sunlight on dry bark. Let it fill you. Let it smooth the inside of your chest. The ranges rise again, peaks folding into one another like waves made of rust. You pass a cliff face so sheer, so still, it feels like it's watching you. And maybe it is. It has seen storms and floods and fires. It has seen time unroll itself. Now it sees you. Let it. You are part of this for just a moment, and the moment is enough. You pass through a cutting, red walls on both sides, close enough to touch, split by the rail that threads between them, like a silver river. Light spills over the top, casting shadows in long, elegant streaks that shift as you move. The cutting opens, and the valley returns, a bowl of gold and green cradled between ridges. Birds call softly, whistles, trills, the rustle of wings in dry air. A wedge-tailed eagle rises suddenly, broad wings catching the wind, its shadow huge on the earth below. It circles once, twice, then glides away. The train does not follow, it continues, always forward, always gentle. You pass a dry riverbed, its stones pink in the morning light, its shape winding and soft, like a path drawn by memory. River red gums line its edges, their branches reaching across the track in a canopy of green and silver. Their bark peels in long ribbons, their leaves whisper with every breath of wind. Let them whisper to you. Let their stories mix with your own. The light sharpens now, but never harsh. It touches the ridges. It touches the roof of the train. It brushes your face with warmth you didn't know you needed. The world is awake, and you are awake within it. The ranges begin to flatten, not disappear, just soften. The cliffs become hills, the hills become slopes. The rock gives way to dry grass and low trees, and the suggestion of distant farmland. You've left the center now, but it hasn't left you. The hush remains, the stillness, the sense of something vast moving slowly beneath everything. You close your eyes and feel the sun behind your eyelids, orange and gold and living. You hear the wheels turning. You hear the breath of the air around the train. You feel the steady forward drift into a day just beginning, and you are ready for it. You pass a wide open field, sunlight stretching across it like a soft sheet, folding over every rise and dip. A line of trees marks the far edge, small, neat, a sign that people live not far away. But for now, there is only you, and the land, and the train that carries you gently through it. The colors are full now. Reds, oranges, sunlit greens, soft blues in the distance. Everything is awake. Everything is beautiful. And still, there is peace. You watch the hills slide by. You breathe slowly. You listen to the warmth around you. And you let yourself be held by this golden hour that feels like forever. The desert is behind you now. You can still feel it. In the heat stored in your bones. In the quiet that clings to your breath. But the land has changed. It changed slowly, gently, as if not to wake you. The red earth softened, the scrub grew taller, the trees became more sure of themselves. And now, as the train glides through the golden farmland of South Australia, you feel something familiar stirring. Not the wild hush of the ranges, not the moonlit salt flats, not the ancient stillness of the red center, but something softer, something green, something growing. The sun is fully risen, high but kind. Its light floods the land in long, even rays that spill across fields and dance in patches on the walls of the train. The sky is cloudless, a soft, endless blue that feels like breath held in perfect calm. Outside the window, the world undulates. Not dramatic, just gentle hills, low ridges, and open paths stretched out like pages waiting to be written. You pass a grove of gum trees, tall and proud, their bark shining faintly where the sun touches it. Their leaves flicker in the wind, casting dappled shadows on the pale grass below. Beneath them, a few sheep graze lazily, motion slow and soft, as if they too are lost in the lull of morning. The fences here are straighter, the paths more certain, but the hush hasn't left. It just sings a different note. You feel it in your chest, that deep, soothing ease that only comes when you've been carried a long way by something steady. The train hums beneath you, not as a machine, but as a lullaby. You pass a wide field of golden grass, wheat maybe, or barley, its heads bowing gently in the wind like 1,000 small prayers. The breeze rolls across the field in long, shimmering waves that move like water, like breath, like time. Let your thoughts move like that. No need to hold, no need to guide. Just let them pass, one after another, and disappear. To your left, a river winds through the land, not dry, not rushing, just a thin, calm thread of silver that catches the light and glows like a soft ribbon laid carefully across the countryside. Its banks are lined with trees, their roots tangled in the earth, their reflections perfect on the surface of the water. It disappears behind a hill, then returns again, always following, always flowing. You pass over a bridge, not a grand one, just enough to hold the train as it slides across the calm. For a moment, you are above it all, and then you are part of it again. Birds flicker past, galas maybe, or parrots in flashes of pink and green and yellow. They move quickly, bright against the gentle colors of the land. Their cries are distant, fading almost as soon as you hear them. You smile. The land opens wider now, paddocks broken by rows of trees, small farmhouses nestled in dips, windmills standing still under the weight of still air. Life is here, not loud, not rushed, but certain. You pass a field with horses, 3 of them, grazing near a wire fence. One lifts its head as you pass. Its mane stirs in the breeze. It doesn't move, just watches, and then it turns away, and the train moves on. The ground begins to rise slightly. You feel the shift, not in speed, but in space. A new breath, a new chapter. Trees grow thicker now. Bushland mixes with cleared earth. The smell of grass sharpens. The air feels cooler. You are nearing the edge. Not the end, just the place where the journey settles into memory. You see small roads now, curling through the hills, lined with low fences and dry stone walls. A few cars, a mailbox, signs of people, but no interruption to the peace. The landscape is generous here. It invites without demand. It opens without rush. And you, after all this time, are open too. The sun touches your face through the window, warm, full, alive. You close your eyes. You see the salt flats, the desert, the ranges, the valleys. You see every color of silence. You feel every note of stillness. You remember, and the remembering becomes part of you. The train begins to curve gently, the last slow turn before arrival, but you are in no hurry. You are carried still and calm and whole. The fields roll by. The trees wave softly. The land breathes beneath you. And somewhere ahead, the city waits. But for now, there is only this: golden light, green hills, quiet motion, and peace that lingers long after the journey ends.